Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Tuesday, July 18th, 2023. Time once again for my daily vlog where I'm documenting my endeavor to try to take content creation from part-time to full-time after I was laid off some months ago. Just how it's going is what we talk about here, and why don't we get started today, just as we always do, talking about what happened yesterday. So yesterday was, I endeavored to publish the long-form video that I was not able to finish last week, which I did. So that new video released early in the afternoon, or it's like 5 o'clock or so. Overnight, it's pulled in about 2,000 views, which is right on par for most average videos for us. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's really cool for 2,000 views to be the norm. Within what is that, in under 24 hours, basically. So that video is doing great. A lot of comments on it. A lot of people enjoying. I hadn't been a little burst of these handheld vintage toys lately because I found so many of them recently. So people enjoy those. So that's doing fine. I'm glad I spent the time and got that finished. So stat-wise, I will tell you that we are still in the, well, I think we've settled into this little groove here, about 15,000 views a day or so. Coming down from what was 100,000 views a day with those shorts that were really pulling us through. I expect we'll probably hit another little spike probably in a week or two. We'll see how it goes. My focus right now is on what can I accomplish between now and before I leave for Atlanta in about just under 2 weeks, which we'll talk about in a second. Let's talk first about today. So today is Tuesday, podcast editing day. But it's a relatively light editing day because, as you might remember from last week, we talked about we're not recording new episodes in the month of July. So we're taking older episodes, kind of this best of deal, and repackaging them with new intros to release. And so I think we got 3 of the 4 of them done last Tuesday, and we will get the last one finished today. So we'll do that live over on Twitch. So if you'd like to join us and have a good time and chat, we start at 10 a.m. Eastern. Just go to twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp, and you're there and you're watching. I'm in the corner and we're editing with Audacity and Audition and just talking about general stuff. I expect there's going to be a lot of amp up to SFGE, which again I'll talk to again and address in a second. And once that's finished, after lunch, I have 2 things I would like to get done. One is it's time to record another of my freelance items for celebrating yesteryear. That script is ready, so I need to try to get that done. And the other is I have another Atari XP cartridge. These little guys up on the shelf here. Another one of those is sitting in a box, ready. I need to get that one reviewed before the next 2 show up on my doorstep and I get behind. Because we finally got to SFGE, which is what my shirt is today. Because I would like to make sure that between now and when I leave for SFGE, which is effectively a week from tomorrow, that I have accomplished the next tier video. So whatever else happens, I'd like to make sure that before I leave, I head out of town with that video done, because we know those videos perform really well. We want to make sure that I leave the channel with me not doing anything on it for a few days. Leave it with a good performing video to kind of pull through there is my target. So to that endeavor, I want to try to, I'm thinking probably the XP cartridge I'll try to get out sometime before the end of this week, and begin working on the tier in earnest, which, as you remember, it requires a lot of background work, right? I have to play the games, I have to research the instructions, I have to record stuff, I have to assemble that, I have to write add my opinions, all that, then I have to record it all, then put it all together. So those usually, I think we talked about it before, those usually take about 20 hours or so. This is fewer games, so it'll take a little less, but not a lot less, because all the pieces are still there. It's just there's a fly flying around here like a moth. All the pieces are still there, but they still all have to be done. There's not as long each one of them, I guess, is what I'll say. And so finally, what is SFGE? I've mentioned it before, I keep talking about it. That's the Southern Fried Gaming Expo. I've alluded to it briefly leading up to this, but so not this weekend, but next weekend, there will be fewer vlogs, most likely, because I'll be leaving Thursday morning. Again, not this week, next week. I'll be leaving the Thursday morning and not returning until Tuesday evening, or Monday evening. Yeah, so I'm gone for 5 days across a long weekend. And it's the Atlanta convention where all three of us will be. The 1980 Now show will all be there. We have, I don't know, 10 or so GenXGrownUp super fans that are going to be coming from all over the country that are commuting, and commuting is the wrong words looking for, traveling, whatever, making their way to Atlanta for us all to be together and have a good time together. And that's a great convention to do it. It's all about, old arcade games and board games and vintage computers and all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's effectively going to be my vacation, because since I've been laid off, I've really had no time off to speak of, other than 1 day here or there. And oddly, this is a lot of work also, this vacation, but it's like so many other things since I've been laid off, it's work that I enjoy doing. So you will hear me more and more probably talking about this convention leading up to mid next week, when I will bid you adieu until we get back from that. But yeah, it's just something I'm really looking forward to. So, and I think a lot of people are, and for good reason. Good reason. It's a really nice show, and it's always, and there's a lot of people, friends I know in Atlanta that are there too that show up. So it's just a good time. All right, I'll stop I'm not advertising for SFGE. You got me thinking about it. So, so it's time for me to get busy, because we have that live stream to get going after this vlog. So let me just go ahead and thank you for stopping by to check out today's vlog. If you did, if you're here every day, I love you for that. Thank you so much for being here and being part of my support system. I so much appreciate you. Have a great Tuesday. Do something good for yourself if you can, and I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.